Today on EnsoReal Paradigm Shifters, our guest is Otto Siegel, Master Certified Coach. He has a Master's of Education. He is a Certified Genius Coach, author, and transformational speaker. Otto is best known for his passionate and precise approach to exploring and developing hidden brilliance and suppressed intelligence as creative assets in individuals and organizations. He is a nationally known expert on genius and innovation who has transformed the lives of his clients as a coach, speaker, and co-author of Yes, You Are a Genius, Whether You Know It or Not. During the past decade, he created the Genius Profile, a revolutionary new method to evaluate human brilliance and utilize it in executive leadership teams and forward-thinking families. With his strong background in science and education, he applies the physiology of high performance to profoundly improve the lives and upgrade the careers of his clients. Since 2002, his company, Genius Coaching LLC, has been partnering with Fortune 500 companies, progressive business owners, educational institutions, and families of bright children on practical, creative innovation, team transformation, and top talent retention through genius leadership. And now, here's Marie's conversation with Otto on EnsoReal Paradigm Shifters.
Hello.
Hello, this is Otto.
I'm calling today because I'm starting the podcast, and the name of this podcast is Paradigm Shifters. So this idea came to me, as you know, or maybe you don't remember this, I will explain. I have two projects. One is in 360 technologies, and the other one is in coaching, life and business coaching. And the idea to combine both projects into one or under the roof of one topic came to me. So I decided to create this podcast or show, Paradigm Shifters, and it's about people, entrepreneurs, who shift and test existing paradigms in the fields of coaching, medicine, psychotherapy, healing, and a lot of them are also applying new technologies like virtual reality technologies and so on and so forth in this field. And
I love it.
Thank you. And I know that you're the founder and master coach in Genius Coaching. And from what I know, I think it's a very paradigm shifting concept, because the old paradigm or the old belief around the genius phenomena that it's not for everybody, that's just the rarest people on earth can achieve this level of development. And around this phenomena are other big myths, like all the geniuses are, almost all of them are insane, or they are not happy in their lives, and so on and so forth. So I would like to explain your idea that everybody has the genius inside, and it's not only one ability, but a set of abilities inside each and everybody. And most of all, that there is a technology, scientific based technology, which helps people without years and years and tears, turbulences, frustrations, to achieve this and to live their passion and to be happy. That's why I call you.
That is amazing how you get my idea of genius coaching and how the depth you got it all the way. I'm so excited about that.
Could you please tell more about the idea of genius coaching and your role?
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, definitely the first word you said, I'm a paradigm shifter. That is so true in many ways. Let's start with the personal development industry. Everybody is focused ever since the book was written, Think and Grow Rich, in 1939, okay? Everybody thinking we need to constantly improve, fight our weaknesses till we go somewhere, which is possible, but it's very slow and very cumbersome.
Yes.
My paradigm is entirely different. We are born with biological brilliance, and the evidence is so obvious. For example, if you start your life, you're a fertilized egg cell. You have only 46 chromosomes. On these 46 chromosomes, everything is written that makes you up as a human being. Your eye color, your eyebrows, your skin color, every single detail is written. And I'm convinced that part of these chromosomes, of this DNA, is reserved for specific, unique, set of talents and strengths that make it possible for every human being to live a fully expressed and prosperous life. Otherwise, Mother Nature would be very stupid, and I don't believe that.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. And Otto, could you please tell us what is your definition of genius?
My favorite definition is genius is simplicity beyond complexity.
Oh, simplicity.
And by that I mean the body in itself is immensely complex, okay? 260 million biochemical reactions per second running out in our bodies. Tremendous complexity. However, we need to have simple food, simply breathing, simply taking in water to keep this complexity going. So that is the very simple part, and that's the genius part. We see simplicity we can utilize to have our highly complex inner life going and going and going. And we don't understand anything about it. Nobody understands deeply how the brain works. Nobody understands how the body works. We only have pieces of the puzzle we understand mentally. Yes. The rest is totally physically and it's totally real.
Interesting.
So biologically, that's genius in action. Just by you listening to me, by me talking to you, that is genius in action already.
Yes, that's
just
true.
Because we live.
Yes, that's true. And what are the biggest myths about geniuses you would like to talk about maybe today?
The number one myth is genius is reserved only for a few elite people on the planet. And it has been like this in history because we never were aware of our own bodies so far. We gave all the credit for brilliance to a God, to the universe, to something outside of us. Recently, we have spiritual people give it more to the God within them, but it's always a separate entity. We never owned our biological brilliance until now. Now, finally, slowly, a few people wake up to that and say, wait a minute, this is already, I am this genius, I am this unusual person. Most people even hate the word genius because they have this strong image about genius. It's just reserved for a few, and it's definitely not me. I hear this all the time in discussions, and it's just wrong, okay? At one point, 400 years ago, the earth was flat, and if you stated otherwise, you got killed. You risked your life. Now, if I state everybody is a genius already, fortunately, lucky me, I have one very prominent colleague of mine who states the same thing, which is Albert Einstein himself.
Yeah.
He said for the first time, there is a true genius in everyone. However, the complete quote goes on and states, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will always believe it is stupid.
Yes. That's true.
And that's the foundation of my business, actually. I like him so much he did that, and he definitely had a clue what genius is. Because he was one, no question. Everybody around the world acknowledges him for that. No second opinion.
That's great. So Albert Einstein is your hero in a sense.
Yes, that's why I have his quote on the homepage of my website.
Great. Otto, could you please explain us? I know that you're using your system, Genius Coaching, this term. What is physical intelligence?
Physical intelligence is exactly what I just mentioned, the biological wisdom that keeps our bodies alive every second. How heart and lungs work together every second. Every single organ has this kind of level of wisdom. The brain knows in any given moment what's going on in the body. This is what I call physical intelligence. It's actually the root cause for all the other intelligences. It's like a tree. Physical, if we don't live, no intelligence matters. No mental intelligence, no emotional intelligence, social, whatever, intuitive intelligence, all the others, the branches on that tree don't matter because the roots are gone.
Yeah.
That's why physical intelligence is the root cause for genius. And that's why I focus on, instead of other coaching, bringing on the willpower and setting goals and moving towards that. That's conventional coaching. For me, it's the opposite. I'm curious to find out what is the unique intellectual, creative fingerprint of every single person. What is this person born with already, sitting on her chair? And then once you find out what that is, then we can bring that to life. And that is customized individual work that has been done all over the world because everybody needs to know what my genius really is and then live it all the way out. So my coaching is upside down, basically. Find out the brilliance first, and then let's work what really suits you. If you love to play tennis, why would you take piano lessons? It just doesn't make sense.
That's brilliant. Could you please tell why it is so that a lot of bright children at school, for instance, develop different types of non-typical, I would say, behaviors like ADHD, food disorders, boredom, or some of them just are fooling around to stay clowns at their schools? What is so?
Brilliant question. All the children in the world are squeezed into a small, narrow channel, which is academic intelligence. Basically, language and math. Math and English are the most important subjects. Okay? If your brightness and human giftedness is a huge spectrum, the school system selects only a very small part of that spectrum. If you don't fit in, you're squeezed through this channel. And that is very, very uncomfortable and can make you forget what other talents you actually have outside the school system. And most people are bright and brilliant outside the school system. And they have a hard time and develop ADD because the body sends warning signals. And ADD is a typical warning signal. And then what most people do, they shut down these symptoms. They don't understand the deeper meaning. Depression, childhood depression, teenage suicide. There's a tragic outburst of wrong understandings of a limited amount of intelligence. That's why we test in our system 12 intelligences. We go even beyond Howard Gardner, who tested 8, because intelligence is a quality and not a quantity. That's another myth we need to break. So we have a huge educational job to do.
Oh, yes. Sounds like a great plan. Otto, once again, if this would be the elevator pitch, how could you explain in a few words, in 20 seconds, to our listeners, the essence of your coaching technology?
The essence is we decode genius, the natural talents and skills and strengths you're born with. That's the decoding part. Then we activate it to put it in your life into action. That makes you happy forever and prosperous.
Great. Fantastic. And why did you choose coaching?
Because coaching bridges the gap between the knowledge, information, and the action.
Yes.
And knowledge that's not actionable, I don't even care about it anymore. We drown in an ocean of knowledge. We are overflowing within knowledge. And it changes all the time. It's updated and outdated all the time.
Yes.
So unless there is actionable knowledge that makes sense to every person, it's useless. It just blocks the brain.
Yes. And how did you choose your path? How did your journey start? Why is coaching?
My journey started as a teacher. My past life, I call it in the meantime. I was a high school teacher for biology and chemistry. Mm-hmm. And one thing fascinated me in both subjects, which is the human body.
Yes.
I wanted to explore personally how information impacts our immune system, our enzymes, how emotions impact our brain, not just the information, how the chemical reactions run between action of the nervous system, the immune system, digestive system, because everything is totally connected. All the cells, and by the way, we have 100 trillion cells, which is the one with 14 zeros. All of them talk to each other all the time. That fascinated me. So teaching was kind of a framework where I could interact with people, because I wanted to teach biology in a way that everybody understands and needs it, a deeper understanding and feeling for their own bodies. That was and still is my passion. And then it refined more and more into what I do today, starting actually early on, about 3 months in my job with Monica. Monica, a 14-year-old girl, walks in my chemistry lab, sits down next to the window to have a book she brought. She can read easily. Mm-hmm. So I start the class, pop up my first question to the class. Her hand goes up first without looking up from her book. Correct answer, kept reading. Said, this is interesting. So I did it again. Same result. I did it again. Same result. So I thought, wow, I never had that in my life. So I called her up after class and said, Monica, what are you reading? Oh, did you notice? I said, yes, of course. The next 3 minutes, she gives me a speech where I need to read her book immediately, written by Carlos Castaneda, highly spiritual Latin American author. And she is 14 years old.
Yeah. It's not
so I said, Monica, you must be bored out of your mind. And she started to cry. We developed a friendship because I warned all my colleagues, please let Monica read. That's the only way she learns. Everything you do is too slow for her. That started my journey because that was my true calling. That was my life's purpose. And that's when everything started.
That's great. If I would ask you to share your values with us, what would these values be, Otto?
My values, number one is the human body is a miracle and deserves to be treated with utmost respect and care and tenderness to bring out the best in people. That's my top value. My second value is absolute honesty. Honesty for me is a shortcut. Honest conversation feeds the soul. It builds the nervous system. It encourages people to loosen up and to open, not to close down in fear and anxiety. So, and then there's more. The third one is unlimitedness. Human beings are born to be, think, and feel unlimited and not accept any limitation when it comes to their own lives. And number four is total aliveness. Okay? It's not against the law to be alive and dance and have fun and enjoy every single day of our life.
It's a beautiful life you described in your values.
Thank you.
Otto, you said this, but I would like to ask again, as elevator pitch again, what is your mission? So everybody who are listening to us can understand and be connected.
My mission is for everybody in this world to have a genius profile. What we do, we develop the most sophisticated system to evaluate human brilliance. We call it the genius profile. It's like a blueprint. Everybody in the world deserves a blueprint. Then you know what your talents and skills are, what to do and what not to do, what to avoid. That's my mission in life. Based on that, we can do coaching and implement this blueprint to build the house. We would never build a house without a blueprint. We build our lives without blueprint left and right. This is cruel, expensive, and painful, and that has to stop. I'm very passionate about that. The human suffering has to stop. We deserve to be who we are, individually and valuable contributors connected with each other.
Yes, I agree with you. And coaching is a perfect tool for this, especially if it's a genius coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Otto, what keeps you going? What drives you to keep going? Because
the next coaching session.
The greatest answer. What are your plans?
Because my plans is to make genius coaching worldwide, to make it really a big deal. I want to be the Starbucks in coaching.
Why it is so important for you? What is your why?
Oh, my why is I love when people smile. I love when people wake up from the coma of suffering. I love when people have a bigger life. I love when people start to speak up for who they are. I love when people are expressing themselves as individuals and see themselves as valuable contributors, because I feel the same about me. Whenever I get this kind of feedback, it gives me direct recognition, feedback, and encouragement to do more of that. And that keeps me going every single day. It's so joyful.
Yes, I can hear this. I can experience that it's joyful.
Yes.
What are your predictions for the future of coaching? How do you think?
I mean, coaching as an industry is extremely important to encourage people to take action on what they know and feel and want to accomplish in life. And for me, coaching has a revolutionary potential, because people are just sick and tired of inspirational talks only, or just getting an inspirational quote for the day. It's like intellectual junk food, basically, to take it, but it's just a moment. And after the little, it's even say to go to seminars. I love seminars. I went to tons of them. However, they're short-lived. And after Monday or the week later, the night is pitch dark again. I want to have lasting results. People continuously improving their lives. They have so much fun, they even forget to die.
What is your biggest challenge now, Otto?
My biggest challenge is my impatience.
What are you doing to overcome this challenge?
I get as many speaking engagements as I can. I'm applying for a TED Talk right now as we speak. I want to get the word out that the technology is in place to uncover, to decode, and activate your genius. I have a brand new website, geniusactivation.com, that talks exactly about these 2 points. First, find out what it is. Don't start taking action right away. Find out first what makes you tick. What is your heart's desire? What's your deeply held passion? What did you dream about as a child and never took action on? Once you have this all on paper, the blueprint, then build your house. And that's the activating part.
Yes, I'm looking forward for our coaching. I want to know my genius abilities and genius abilities of my son too, as soon as possible.
Yes.
Otto,
I can't wait.
Yes, once again.
I can't wait. It will be such a good experience.
Yeah. How can people get in touch with you if they would like to collaborate?
The easiest way is to go online to geniusactivation.com
Yeah.
and read what's there. And there's a second website, geniuscoaching.com. Both websites give direct access to me. The Genius Activation is more for companies, for organizations, and the geniuscoaching.com is more for personal users and families.
Thank you. Do you practice in your everyday life any kind of sports?
Yes. Oh, very active. I run my dogs every morning. I do Bikram yoga once a week. I do fitness a lot. I prepare right now for fitness competition. And I have lots of fun, do a lot of hiking and swimming. We do a 6-day hike around the Mont Blanc in summer again. So I'm very, very active.
Do you meditate, Otto?
Yes, I do. I have my own meditations called body meditations.
Yes.
And they are short and sweet, but instead of focusing on a mantra, they focus on an organ of the body. Because we don't give ourselves so much credit. And by just closing your eyes, connecting your fingers, connecting your hands, interlacing your fingers, and focus on one organ of the day. And just say, thank you, brain, for processing so much information. Thank you, heart, for beating 100,000 times a day. And that is a profound meditation because it brings body, mind, and spirit together, literally. And it takes only 3 minutes, not 2 hours.
It's interesting. And do you use any other hints maybe to stay on track if you're frustrated or nervous? Because we all have different moods during the day, week. So what do you do?
The first thing I do always when I'm stuck in my own emotions is taking a deep breath. Because the brain needs oxygen to process information. And if it's only a little bit lack of oxygen and water, by the way, then the brain does not process it full speed. Everybody who wakes up and is fully actualized needs to have the brain capacity available at any given moment. So that's what I do first. And then I do one of our genius exercises. Yes. We have 32 of those for different purposes, to activate, to calm down, to balance the brain. Whatever comes to mind in that moment, that's what I'm doing. So my magic combination is 3. Number 1 is hydration. Number 2 is oxygenation, breathing, enough air. Number 3 is connection. Connected with what I need in that very moment. Most worries and fears happen in the past or in the future. Yes. These 3 things bring me back to present tense in a heartbeat.
Yes, I agree, absolutely. It sounds for me like you had and you have a very interesting and fascinating journey. How would you call it?
Colorful.
Colorful.
And very alive and exploring and adventurous. Definitely adventurous. Because there's no given path, okay? I had to figure it out myself. In coaching, I stumbled into coaching. I loved it right away, but I figured out after a few years, I'm not a life coach. I figured out I'm not a business coach. I'm not an executive coach because I do all of it. And the common denominator was I need to go with my version of coaching. And that is a new niche I'm carving out and have been carving out now for 15 years called Genius Coaching, focusing on brilliant people who have a hard time to actualize themselves and bring their brilliance out in who they are. That's why Genius Coaching is a new niche in coaching.
I had a question. What about uncertainty? I know that lots of people, almost all of the people, are scared and frustrated about uncertainty in their lives. What is your relationship to uncertainty? Would you explain, please?
Yes. Uncertainty always means I don't know myself deep enough.
Yeah.
Okay? Which means it can show up in challenges, insecurities, second guessing myself, questioning myself. I had this many, many, many times. I need to stop and think and feel, not thinking, feel. What is the real solution? If I cannot resolve it, take a break, go for a run, pet your dog, whatever it is, to just acknowledge I'm stuck, I'm uncertain right now, I'm insecure. And just speaking it, saying it, confirms the reality. Then your body can go on a search again and find new solutions. So it's very important to let yourself off the hook when you're insecure and said, okay, I want to go deeper with this. And that's it. And sure enough, after an hour or two or a day or two, you'll find fresh answers, guaranteed.
Yes, yes. That's very interesting. What kind of podcasts and YouTube channels do you listen to and watch, if you do?
Oh, well, that's a variety. I'm very eclectic in this area. So sometimes I surf YouTube channels for certain topics. I love TED Talks. Yes.
Yes.
Certain topics, of course. I love the power of vulnerability as a TED Talk. I recently listened to it recently. Whatever mood I'm in, whatever information I need, I'm so thankful for the internet because it's so easy to get what you want quickly.
Yes.
And I have some favorite things like Dr. Mark Hyman. His series about the broken brain is phenomenal.
Yes.
So these things, I draw to me information when I need it. Or other books. I have a ton of books, of course. I'm a speed reader. I'm a photo reader, actually. Can read a book in an hour and a half. One of my favorite is First Intelligence. It's a first scientific book and practical book about intuition. I love this book. So they're favorites that come and go, of course, as I evolve myself and learn myself forever. I'm a lifelong learner for sure and very passionate about it.
Yes, I can tell that it's your passion, yes. And it's another skill which I would like to have, speed reading.
Yes.
Yes.
I can send you the link.
Yes, please.
It's actually photo reading. It's faster than speed reading even.
Yes, I would.
And the guy who, and Dr. Paul Siegel who invented it is definitely a genius for inventing it. And his own story is pretty amazing. I send you the link.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you listen to this podcast? Because what are you looking in these podcasts and YouTube channels?
I look for people who break the sound barrier, who break the barrier. For example, my all-time favorite organization is People Unlimited.
Yes.
The headquarters are here in Scottsdale, actually. They question the paradigm of human death. And they say, and have lots of evidence, scientific evidence also, that the human body is meant to live and to live and to live and to live, to constantly rejuvenate on a cellular level. However, we have too much negativity going on. And this negativity is like toxins for the nervous system. And over time, we intoxicate ourselves. So we can extend our lifespan even. More and more people feel that longevity is a big movement right now. But only if we can master that, build a human community that is actually building each other instead of criticizing each other, then we can break the death and age barrier. And that is totally fascinating for me. I'm absolutely researching this left and right.
Oh, very inspiring. And
that was a lot, huh?
Yeah. What is the one thing you would wish somebody to broadcast about?
Yeah, I would wish everybody listening to this podcast would just wake up in their own bodies just by listening to these messages and to listening to our conversation. I'm so thankful to take initiative to address and interview paradigm shifters.
Yes.
So people who look for new intelligence, to look for new ideas, they're so sick and tired of an old traditional life. They're sick and tired of repeating the same patterns in themselves and in others. They're sick, they're too bored because they feel there must be more than this.
Yes.
People who have this gut in their gut, I wish everybody listening to this would have this deep yearning, this deep feeling, and this desire in their guts. There must be more to my life than this. And if that's the case, I would love for them to contact you and me.
We're in the same boat.
Yes, because you have this passion. I mean, we know each other now for years. You had this passion when you lived outside of this country and now when you live in this country.
Yes.
It doesn't stop with boundaries. It doesn't stop with politics. It doesn't stop with the mundane daily life. It's independent of that.
Yes.
It's a strong will to live abundantly and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And that's what I want to nurture in every person I meet.
Yes, and thank you very much, Otto. One more question. Is there something that I didn't ask you, but you wish I had asked you about?
How long do you want to live?
Forever.
That's the question. Forever is my answer. That's right. I want to enjoy life so much. I want to connect with meaningful people in my life so much. So, but the question I would like to answer is the connection question. Okay. Do not connect with anybody. To connect with people who are meaningful. Connect with people who have a feeling for life, have a feeling for value. To go beyond religion. The word religion means reconnecting. It used to be a God, a spiritual unit, the universe. Now it's reconnecting with each other. That's my higher power. Other people in my life are meaningful, who have substance, who are down to earth, who are smart, who are sensitive, men and women, children. There's no age limit for that. This connection is extremely important for me to live. And I want to have more and more. This connection is inclusive, not exclusive. There's no race, gender issue, and nothing involved. It's a pure passion for life. This connection is the essential. It's for me like my blood flow. So that's a very important thing to answer.
Yes, and it's very powerful and very beautiful. Thank you very much.
And you're welcome. It was my pleasure. You're such an amazing human being. I like you a lot.
Thank you very much. You're an amazing human being too. That's me.
Thank you, Marie. It was wonderful to interact with you.
Yes, thank you very much for your interview, and I'm looking forward to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Marie.